Autism is on the rise, or at least that's what it looks like. But is it really increasing? And if so, why? US President Donald Trump has claimed controversially that use of acetaminophen or paracetamol during pregnancy is linked to autism, but there's already been decades of research on the condition. So what does the science say? I spoke with researchers, autism groups and autistic people to find out. Let's start with the well-documented rise in autism diagnoses. This graph shows the reported increase in the US, and similar trends have been observed in many other countries. But do more people have symptoms these days? Or is it just that more people are getting diagnosed? One factor is that the diagnostic criteria have changed over time. Until the early 90s, most people used a fairly narrow definition for autism, and it was often only recognised in young children. Over 30 years later, there are new, broader criteria. They can be applied to people with fewer symptoms and to older children and adults. Plus, what was once known as Asperger's syndrome is now grouped under the term autism spectrum disorder. This means that some people who wouldn't have been diagnosed as autistic in the past now potentially would be. And that includes girls and women, for whom autism was historically overlooked. The other change that has turbocharged diagnoses is increased awareness and detection of autism. People are more likely to recognise the traits and symptoms and then seek a diagnosis. One long-term study asked parents in Sweden about any symptoms in their children until they were 18. There was no increase in autism symptoms reported over that period, even as diagnoses had gone up. In fact, almost all the researchers I spoke to agree that the vast majority of the rise in autism is down to improved detection and diagnosis. But it is possible that something is pushing up true prevalence as well. To understand this, researchers need to know the causes of autism. Decades of research suggests that genetics and family history play a huge part. The heritability of autism is roughly 80%, about the same as height. After genetics, environmental factors appear to play a smaller part, and any such factors most likely have an influence before birth. Some studies suggest that older parental age is linked to an increased chance of autism in children. The average childbearing age is going up in many countries, and so that could be playing a small part in increasing prevalence. Other research has linked a string of environmental factors to increased likelihood of autism, including maternal obesity and gestational diabetes. But the studies are often conflicting, and the effects have been hard to pin down. Scientists do agree that there is not one environmental cause with a massive effect, that studies have consistently shown no link to vaccines, and that there is not convincing evidence that paracetamol use in pregnancy affects chances of autism. Probably the biggest challenge for scientists is that autistic people have a wide range of traits. That's probably because of different combinations of genes and environmental factors, all interacting in complicated ways. That makes it hard to tease out causes. In fact, autism is so complex that instead of searching for causes, some researchers are instead focusing on traits common in autism, such as features of mental health or ways in which people sense touch and sound. There's obviously still a lot to learn, and not everyone wants to prioritise more research on causes. In 2016, over 1,000 autistic people, their families and professionals were asked to devise a top 10 list of questions they wanted research to answer. It included finding ways to improve and support mental health, communication, education and other needs. None of the priorities on the list were about finding causes of autism.